for our Torah and Toast series this summer. We're studying Shir HaShirim. We are in Perek Bet, Pasuk Gimel. We're still in the middle of Bnei Yisrael response to Hashem. It happened to be a long response. Yesterday we said that, right now we're a rose among thorns, and therefore you need to have some mercy on us, Hashem. So now they go on to say, Ketapuach ba'atzeh hayar, ken dodi ben abanim. Like an apple tree among trees in the forest, so is my beloved among the youth. Betzilo chimati ve'yashavti, ufirio matok lechiki. I delight to sit in his shade, and his fruit is sweet in my mouth. So says the Tzerot Amor, Ketapuach ba'atzeh hayar. Mikol makom, nevertheless, re'eh kasruti. Bnei Yisrael saying, God, look at the fact that I'm still kosher. Even though, like I said last pasuk, I'm like a rose among the thorns. And you, Hashem, are like a tapuach, like an apple in the forest of trees. Ki a tapuach en lo tzel. A tapuach, an apple or an apple tree doesn't have much shade. Masha'en ken atzei hayar tzilan merubeh. Masha'en ken the trees of the forest has a lot of shade. Ken dodi, the same thing with my beloved Zeh HaKadosh Baruch Hu ben abanim. When it comes with regards to the other nations, ben haumot ki kol haumot yoshvin tachat sel hasarim shel mala meginim alehem. All the nations of the world, they have their sar, they have their ministering angel. We spoke about them, that they're protecting them. Ve'anochi, but with regards to me, en li tzel lishev tachtav. I don't have a tzel. I don't have a shadow of protection. Ve'ashemesh makabi begodel atzarot, and I have this sun constantly beaming down on me with too much pain and suffering. Ve'im kol zeh, with all this, betzilo chimadti. I want your tzel. I'm desiring your shade. Upirio matok lechiki, machmat shepirio she'ani mekaveh she'atid lavo matok lechiki. Why do I want your shade? Because I want the pri. I want the fruit that I'm hoping for, le'atid lavo, in the future, which is matok lechiki, is sweet to my palate. Heyot kvar ta'amti mipirio be'et sheviani betayayin, okay? Because I've already tasted from this fruit at the time sheviani betayayin, which is next pasuk that we're going to see. Speaking of next pasuk Daled, Heviani el betayayin vediglo alai ahava. He brought me into the Bet Hayayin. Bet Hayayin is translated as like the banquet room, and his degel, his flag, was one of love over me. Vediglo alai ahava, his banner of love over me. Says the Tzerot Amor, Bet Hayayin. So zocher ani begaluti. I remember my first exile. Ma sheheviani el Bet Hayani bigulat Mitzrayim. Remember, this is not the first time we saw the word yain in Shir HaShirim. And in the first parak, he interpreted to mean that the galut of Mitzrayim. So he's saying, Heviani el Bet Hayayin, you already brought me to Bet Hayayin. You already brought me out of galut of Mitzrayim. And I remember what happened there. V'sham ta'amti nofet tzuf. There I remember, I tasted the beauty of your words. Imrotav, tuf imrotav, the sweetness of your words. Ve'oneg hadvekut bo yitbarach, and how much I enjoyed being connected to you. I remember Heviani Bet Hayayin. Vediglo alai ahava. Vediglo, ma she'asali degalim. What that was made for me, these banners. Vehikifani be'arbat tachanot hashechina. And you surrounded me with the four encampments of the Shekhinah. Be'adegalim kedigle malachei hasharet alai ahava. That's what I love. Ve'kol kach haya li az ahava gdola ad shehutzrach lesamechuni ba'ashishot. This love was so amazing, so much so that, next pasuk, samechuni ba'ashishot, rapeduni batapuchim, ki cholat ahava ani. Sustain me with raisin cakes, that's ashishot. Refresh me with the apples, for I am faint with love. So what's the connection? He says, samechuni ba'ashishot ki cholat ahava ani, kol kach haya ahava gedola etzli. So great was that love with me at the time of Yetziat Mitzrayim, ad shehayiti chola le'avato. I was sick with the love. So sometimes you're so much in love that it's like, it was too much. And I requested to sustain me with ashishot, with raisin cakes. Now, what are these raisin cakes? Unbelievable perush he says over here. Listen to this. He says, "Ve'ainu ki kemo shehayayin hayotze me'ha'anavim hu meshaker." Once the juice leaves the grape, it turns into wine. It has the ability to intoxicate somebody. It has the ability to intoxicate. Aval keshehu muvla b'ha'anavim eno meshaker. But when the juice is still found in the grape, you can't get drunk. If I eat 1,000 grapes, I might feel sick in the stomach, but I'm not getting drunk just by eating grapes. It's only after the juice comes out. So now, so too was the dibur, the words that came out of God's mouth by Matan Torah after the Jews left Egypt. Meshaker. It intoxicated the people. Merov cholat ahava ve'atava lidabek hanefesh, because of the extreme desire and love that the soul wanted to cling to Him. Shehu achelek be'akol, shehu HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kemo shamru achazal, like the rabbi said, the Gemara Masechet Shabbat clearly states that what happens when the Jewish people heard the first two dibrot? They couldn't handle it. They all died. They all died. They couldn't handle those first two dibrot. Okay, so the neshama left because they wanted to join HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shiatza nishmatam. So what needed to happen? It needed to be diluted, because the words of Hashem intoxicated. It was too much. It left the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and it was too much. Vehutzrach lemazeg. To limzog mayim means to dilute wine with water. Hainu sheyeh dibur medaber mitoch grono shel Moshe. So now the rest of the 10 Commandments needed to come not from God, but from Moshe's. As it said, Torah tziva lanu Moshe. 611 commandments came, Torah 611 came from Moshe. The first two came from God, but they couldn't handle it. It was too much. Intoxicated them. They were done. They need to be revived. And therefore, it had to become through Moshe. What Moshe said was like the words coming from wine, that the juice that are still embedded in the yayin, still embedded in the grape, that does not have the ability to intoxicate. Even with this, even though God, you spoke to us and we passed out and we need to be revived, rapeduni batapuchim. You refreshed me with apples. Kemoah b'divrei Chazal, sheyatz'a nishmatam, the neshama came out ad shehutzrach leotzi ruach migan Eden, shenikra sedeh tapuchim lahayot nafsham. Gan Eden, another name for Gan Eden is sedeh tapuchim. Okay, that's the name of Gan Eden. It's a very Kabbalistic term. Again, also one of the reasons why people eat apples as the first fruit on Rosh Hashanah. It has a lot to do with Chaka Tapuchin and Sedeh Tapuchim and Gan Eden and all that stuff. Okay. Anyways, so our neshama left so much so that we required this ruach of Gan Eden to come and reawaken us. And all of this was because of this tremendous love that I had, as we're going to see soon. Nafshi yatzia ledabero in the next pasuk. But for now, we are going to stop and we'll continue Be'ezrat Hashem next week.